Good morning, happy Monday. Let's do the astro weather for the week. We have got quite a lot on, starting off quite easy for a Monday, but the rest of the week has got a lot. So we're starting off today with the moon in Leo after having quite a heavy-handed void moon last night that went direct into Leo at 2:36 this morning. So you might be waking up feeling a little bit tired on that, emotionally tired, mentally tired. So take it easy this morning. The moon in Leo wants us to enjoy ourselves. So my advice is to shake that off. Get out in the sun if you've got it, move your body and start feeling that pleasure running through. The Leo moon wants us to feel like we are shining from within. So, however, you need to shine today, whether that is simply lying in bed, that is okay. We have a moon sextile Mars at 10 o'clock tonight, which is an excellent communication energy between the feminine and masculine energies. It's also really great for relationships and, again, really great to sort of figure out that exercise motivation. Mars being our planet of action and Leo lighting that up, we are looking for balance inside of our body. Tuesday, we are starting off with an annoying quincunx to Chiron. The sun's going to be quincunxing Chiron at 1:43 a.m. So you could wake up with a little kind of tap scratching on that Chiron wound. So remembering our Chiron wounds are, woundings that we have created programs around from the ages of 3 to 23. So this one in particular is really going to be on that self-doubt. So with Mars around as well late last night, you could be feeling quite fiery about it and people could be really triggering to your anger. So just remembering that when we are triggered to anger, specifically when Chiron is making aspects, that's something for us to look into ourselves in order to heal. So take a deep breath and maybe go sit under a tree and cry if you need to, but it is kind of more of a punch a pillow kind of aspect. We have the moon conjuncting Venus at 5:31 a.m. So hopefully that will shift that Chiron energy, but it will be having us in a bit of a tender mood. So just a bit of a hangover from that Chiron aspect, and our feminine energy is going to be quite charged up. So it's going to be an emotional start to that Tuesday morning. Then when we get to 9:53 a.m., the moon is squaring Jupiter. So this is where we can start kind of giving ourselves a bit of self-love after that really annoying start to the morning. That's kind of a lazy energy. Go and get some comfort food energy and, not really advised to sort of invest in, anything in the home, buying things for your home or investing in money or gambling or anything like that, because emotions are high and they will play a huge part in making that decision. So just sort of roll with that moon energy, that lazy kind of moon energy, and try not to let your emotions get too involved in any important matters. If you can hold them off until tomorrow or even later in the week, that would be better. Because on Wednesday, we've got quite a big day on Wednesday. The moon is squaring Uranus at 1:05 a.m. So again, we are going to be waking up in a bit of a mood, okay? So this aspect is edgy energy. This is we are waking up headstrong. We are waking up, we are having erratic moods. This is not a day to make hasty decisions because of the emotions around from yesterday and today. They could have the opposite outcome to what we are expecting. And this is unexpected challenges energy. So anything that you want to do on Wednesday morning, if you can put it off, you should put it off. Wednesday, again, the moon is void for quite a long period today. So from 1:05 a.m. until 3:18 p.m. So trying to avoid all big decisions, all big spending, anything that needs to be done in a specific time period. We're trying to avoid those things. When the moon is void, a lot of the details are a little bit hazy. We're not thinking straight. We're also feeling a little bit tired ourselves. So yeah, 1:05 a.m. until 3:18 p.m. Try not to plan anything in between there if you can manage it. And then we have the moon moving to Virgo. So during that void moon period, then moving into Virgo at 3:18 p.m. So now is the time to go. Okay, so Virgo moon is analytical, it is productive, it is health conscious, it wants us to work. So trying to plan anything for that Wednesday in the afternoon is much better. However, when we get to 8:29 p.m. on Wednesday, the moon is making an opposition to Saturn. This is fight energy in the home. This is fight energy regarding kids and fight energy in revolving around money. So it's also not a good day to be getting advice of any sort of authority figures in your life. You need favors of the boss or anything. Wednesday is not really the day. Mental health as well will be a bit rocky that day. So if you are someone who's kind of struggling right now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to be a little bit up and down. And Wednesday in particular is going to be a bit of a melancholy kind of day. So don't feel like you have lost control of your feelings. It's just this moon opposition to Saturn really kind of poking you a little, specifically with that Chiron wound being opened up earlier at the week. And because we are in Virgo season, the best way to use this is to really try and start some good habits. And I am speaking to myself here. Really good sleep habits are great to start in Virgo season, eating habits and spiritual habits as well. We have a lot of Pisces and Neptune energy around. So meditation, and even meditation is a bit of a funny one, specifically if you are like me and you've got any sort of neuromagical brain going on, you might find it quite difficult to sit and meditate. I do like an active meditation, so I'll do stretches or I'll run or something where it's like, I guess, kind of monotonous movement, but you can get into like a breathing pattern. So really trying to meditate, or even going and looking at water, I find much easier to do meditation. So trying to start those habits will really help with that emotional energy that we've got at the start of the week. Then when we get to Thursday, we have the moon conjuncting Mercury retrograde at 8:04 a.m. So we are mentally active now, for business, for career. And Mercury still being in retrograde, that is the final day. So isn't that exciting? We will still be wanting to take things slow and checking the details. So even though we are ready and our mind is a little bit more primed to get into business decisions, just making sure you're checking the details. And kind of, if you can, use this energy as a preparation phase, not as a final signing contracts phase, just because Mercury is in retrograde, and that often means that any contracts that will be signed might need like changes, annoying changes and stuff could come up in the future. It's also an excellent energy for communication with your soul fam. So really positive communication with those that you love, that are close in your life. Also on Thursday, the moon is trining Jupiter at 10:26 p.m., which is another excellent energy for the day. This is like social success energy. This is financial opportunities coming up. This is like go on a date, whether your popularity will be enhanced there with Jupiter being around, and creatives are going to be supercharged. So you could have a late night up on Thursday night, being supercharged by that Jupiter. So then Friday comes around. Now, Friday is a huge day. Huge. So we have the new moon in Virgo at 11:39 a.m. at 21 degrees and 59 minutes of Virgo. So Virgos, Geminis, Sagittarius and Pisces, we are going to be affected the most by this moon. And then also other earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn, also getting quite energized by this new moon. I am very excited for this new moon. This is renewal energy. This is make the plans to move into action. Relationships are harmonious. Virgo being a feminine sign, the feminine and masculine energies are getting quite balanced this week. Feminine energy is emphasized, so we will be quite in our intuition. We will be in our emotional state, but kind of organized about it, okay? So we will be assertive because of the masculine energy balance, but we'll also be able to be gentle. So with this moon, if you are a manifester or you are beginning to start plans, this is the one, okay? So this is, we are planting seeds of intention for the next 2 weeks. And Virgo moon specifically wants a plan and will be energizing you to make a plan. And I am a triple Virgo, and so I would always advise writing a list. Write a list down when you are manifesting, specifically under this Virgo moon. Your manifestations need to be ones that you can take small actions on. And writing a list that you can check off is very Virgo energy and will be very helpful to whatever plans you've got going. So we have, you know, Venus is also direct now as well. Mercury goes direct just after this new moon, and it's pushing forward energy. But we want a plan because Mercury's in Virgo. We are in Virgo season. The moon is in Virgo, and Virgo is plans and lists and discerning what needs to be done. Then we have a moon trining Uranus, which is in retrograde. So that's at 1:36 p.m. So this is a great attention energy. It's very good for ambition. It is persuasive energy. It's creativity, and it is originality. So we will be able to think outside the box to achieve the goals that we are thinking of. So again, under that new moon, write those lists down. Uranus energy comes in fast and leaves us fast. So any ideas that do come up on Friday, write them down. So we will be so determined and imaginative that it's likely that ideas on how to move forward will be coming in very, very quickly. It's also a really great day for any advertising that you might want to do for your business that is aimed at a feminine energy. So, you know, if you are looking to push into a more emotionally and intuitive style of marketing, that is the day to push forward on that. Then we are 8:29 p.m. The moon is opposition to Neptune. So I like to call this one, your God complex is gonna get activated. Now, that can go good or bad. So, you know, there's visions of grandeur energy here because, you know, our imagination is going to take us to places that don't make any sense. And, you know, we need to be really careful with this Neptune around, and especially because it's a Friday, and especially because this aspect is on a Friday night at 8:29 p.m. That with our imaginations running wild and our God complex being activated by this opposition, that we are careful not to turn to alcohol and recreational drugs to feel better, because you will not feel better tomorrow morning, okay? It's quite, again, it can be a lot of melancholy around, just depending on, I guess, where you are in your healing journey, okay? So what you want to be doing with this energy, because it is a Neptune related energy, is being creative with it and expressing it creatively. So with art, with music, however you like to move your body, you know, get out there and move it. Okay, Friday night, we are, you know, finals for AFL down here in Melbourne. So get into it, you know, get that energy out of your body. Cheer loudly, you know, move your arms, clap, get your hands in the air, stomp your feet, you know, use your body to creatively express this energy. And try not to turn to those escapist drugs and alcohol addiction kind of, you know, and remembering addiction doesn't have to be just drugs and alcohol. Remember, we've got gambling, we've got saving people. So you might be someone who sees somebody going into this escapist behavior, and your addiction is to save them. We don't want to be doing that. We want to be feeling these emotions, these, you know, through this God complex energy, and using that to physically get it out of your body with art, with music, with stomping your feet, whatever it is, okay? Because later that night, the moon is also trining Pluto, which is in retrograde in Capricorn. And as I've said before, so this is just before midnight, Pluto is asking us to transform. So this is quite deep energy. So if you have not come through that moon opposition to Neptune in a positive place, you have not pushed this energy out of your body, this moon trine Pluto retrograde could be really quite heavy. It is an emotionally awakening energy, okay? And it could feel quite one-sided, so you might not feel like anyone's there with you. And just remembering that that is a state of mind and it is not quite reality based, okay? So that you'll have these desires to like take extreme actions and discover new places to try and come out of this, okay? So again, with that Virgo moon in Virgo season, start planning it. You know, if you're sitting up at midnight and you're feeling like you're stuck in this headspace, start planning it. Just start planning that summer holiday, you know. Or even better, get active, okay? Virgo moon in Virgo season wants you to declutter, okay? It wants you to do the spring cleaning, okay? And with it being Pluto Capricorn retrograde, it wants you to throw out shit that reminds you of past versions of yourself. It wants you to get rid of things that are from old cycles. So if you find yourself up at midnight in a state, this is the weather to be throwing shit out. Get that box out from under your bed. Get that suitcase out from your cupboard that you haven't looked at for a year. Throw it out. You know, you're a new person now. Pluto is transforming us. You don't need those things. You will not need those things. You know, start looking at ways to update your appearance. If you have been feeling about changing your hair, if you have been feeling about changing how you look, this is the energy. Venus is out of retrograde, so moving forward on big changes with your appearance is now completely supported. And this Pluto retrograde trine with this moon in Virgo is a great place. Throw out all your old shit. Maybe you'll find something that reminds you now of who you are, and you might find that, and that might move you forward with this new character that you are. So then the moon is going void with this aspect to Pluto. So this is quite a, I guess I like to call it like the hangover energy that kind of sticks around and really flavors that void moon energy. So that will be from 11:49 p.m. until 3:44 a.m. So, you know, don't make any big decisions, okay? So plan how you're going to change your appearance, but you know, don't be in the bathroom at 1 a.m. with a pair of scissors, okay? Don't be in the bathroom at 1 a.m. with bleach in your hair, okay? Plan it, do it the next day, because the next day is perfect energy for that. We will be waking up on Saturday with a Libra moon. So Libra moon, fantastic energy. It's going to bring the cheer back into your life. It's going to make you open-minded. Anything that you thought of the night before that you want to change, now you will feel definitely if that's what you want to do, okay? So it's going to be giving us a really nice desire for harmony inside of ourselves. So the last couple of days, you know, sort of the whole week, we're going to be rolling through ups and downs with our emotional state, and we will be looking to find the details to make the plan to move forward. And once we get to this Libra moon, that's kind of where we will be, okay? So we'll be looking for harmony inside of ourselves, and Libra loves balance. So it's going to be looking for that balance between I am and you are. And it's a really nice energy to start taking action on these plans that sort of came up while we were in our heads, spiraling down, okay? Also, another Libra moon thing that everybody should love is that partnerships and relationships and friendships and everything is kind of the center of our interest. And, you know, it puts us in a really good place to meet new people and start new relationships. So hang in there if you're having an emotional week. Once we get to the weekend, it's actually quite beautiful energy. Saturday is going to be quite a romantic mood. So if you do have, you know, a partner in your life, or you have friends that are your soul fam, really try and plan some things to spend a lot of time with them and just enjoy that moment. Be present in it and enjoy this new energy. Early morning, hallelujah, hallelujah. Say all the Virgos, probably all the Geminis, probably some of the mutables out there as well, you know, Sagittarius, Pisces. Mercury is stationing direct at 6 8:18 a.m. at 8 degrees of Virgo, very early Saturday morning. And I could not be happier. We are going to now be in the wrapping up energy of the Mercury retrograde. So, I'm 8 degrees Virgo sun. I could not be more excited about getting to this point in the Mercury retrograde and being able to start taking action and moving forward again. We will have a couple of weeks of this, clean up kind of fog energy. So again, making sure we're making plans and moving forward. But it's a good energy to be coming out of. So remembering to look back over your Mercury retrograde story, part 1, 2, and 3, and see what it was really trying to show you. I can help you out with that if you need some assistance with your birth chart. Just track me down. And let's go through it and see. There's a lot of energy, a transformative energy this week. So don't be scared to reach out to myself or other emotional and spiritual health advisors. So we're coming out of the fog, Mercury retrograde finally ending. Then we have another beautiful aspect. The sun is trining Uranus at 11:30 a.m., which this is self-confidence, this is initiation, this is ambition, this is like having a bright and active mind. And this energy is making us really confident in our individual nature. Uranus is the planet that is very good at lightning change. It brings rebellion. It is, it's the energy of how we break our own rules. It is the energy of being able to adapt. And it is revolution energy. And the way that it has been moving over the past 12 months that has led us here, it has been really fighting to show us that we can bring rebellion wherever we like, as an individual and in the collective. So because it's making us very confident in our individual nature, it is kind of don't give a fuck energy. It's really standing in the person that you have become and kind of throwing out all of these traditional ideals that you may have set for yourself, or that work has set for you, or family has set for you, or partners have set for you in the past. And it's really looking at yourself now. And, it kind of throws out any external judgments that you've been feeling. You might be someone who is pushing up against, the norm. You might be someone who people consider lives an alternate lifestyle. And you may have found it a little bit difficult to be sort of deciding whether or not to make choices in certain parts of your life. But this energy is helping us push into that. Uranus wants us to push into the weird, if that's who we are. And specifically in your Mercury retrograde, if you have been dealing with a Mercury retrograde in your first house, which is your ego self, or in your 4th house of family and home, or your 7th house of partnerships, 8th house of transformation, 9th house of purpose, 10th house of social status and career, then this energy in particular will be very good if you have been trying to break down traditional values or social norms, or trying to find a way to be the rebel. This energy, the sun shining light on you in that aspect, and really, I guess, giving you some clarity and really helping you understand that, we live in this world where we have created a seriousness around these traditional values that really don't matter. And yeah, this aspect is going to be so helpful in anyone who's been trying to push through that mentality. It's also particularly nice romance energy as well there on that Saturday night. So just all around Saturday is just a beautiful, loving, self-love energy, relationship love, friends love energy. So don't be by yourself on Saturday. Make sure you are with people that you can share this love with. And if you're someone who hasn't done any self-love recently, go get it. Saturday will be perfect for it. Maybe go do your self-love and then meet up with some friends, or go and do what I like to do sometimes, which is find people that like to be alone together and do your own kind of self-nurturing, self-love, and then, celebrate together. Because we are changing the norm, and Saturday is a great day for having pride in yourself and pride in the decisions that you've made so far. Sunday, again, we have got a bit of, I don't know, a bit of a challenging kind of energy to wake up with. So Sunday morning, 5:51 a.m., the moon is conjuncting Mars. So Mars is in Libra, the moon will be in Libra. So it's really kind of boastful energy. It's kind of gossipy energy, and it can make you a bit irritable. It can make you a little bit violent. If you are still in a great mood from the night before, you could be also quite passionate. So your self-love or relationship love from Saturday night could definitely roll over into Sunday morning. You know, another great thing to do during this on Sunday, because it is kind of looking for balance energy. There could be some muscular tension in your body. So Sunday morning, great day to go for a walk, great day to get a massage, great day to do some yoga, okay? Push it through. It's quite an excited energy. So, we could be tensing up. So making sure that we are doing something that's kind of moving our body a little bit. So that's moon conjunct Mars. It could bring some problems up. Even if you've had a great kind of relationship Saturday night kind of vibe, there could just be a little bit of like aggressively looking for balance. Libra wants to find balance. The moon is in Libra, Mars is in Libra. Mars is our action war planet, okay? So in the search for balance, we could find that we are not seeing both sides as clearly as we normally would, because we have that Mars energy pushing onto it. So just making sure that you take a breath and really try and understand it from both sides if you do end up sort of being more in that violent, boastful energy rather than that passionate energy. And again, trying to move it through your body. This aspect, it does make us a little bit susceptible to illness, okay? Because it is quite large and we are going to be quite tense and excited. So take your vitamins, okay? Take your vitamins, sleep in Sunday morning. That's my advice. Sleep in Sunday morning, sleep through this conjunction. Don't even worry about it. And really try to not overdo it on Sunday with any substances that can affect your immune system. Trying to go for health, okay? You don't want to be drowning your immune system, on Sunday. We did have that Neptune overdoing it energy earlier in the week. So really treating your immune system, that's where your self-love should be. When we're doing self-love in Virgo season, it is really about our body and our healthy habits. So spiritual habits and physical habits in order to keep our immune system up quite high. So if you're sleeping in Sunday morning, as I'm advising, sleep straight through this conjunction to Mars and don't even worry about it, because, wake up around 10. At 9:56 a.m., the moon is sextiling Venus. Stunning energy, okay? This is love energy again. This is relationship energy. So if you did wake up early and you started off with a fight, I advise jump back into bed for a cuddle, wake up again at 10. This is like perfect makeup energy, okay? Have a coffee in bed. Hopefully the sun is shining on Sunday. If not, maybe the rain will be falling down and that'll be romance too, okay? So it is a great day to have friends over, make some meals, cooking food for other people. I'm not huge on it, to be honest, but cooking food is like magical spells. Okay, so cooking love into your food and having people come over and enjoy that is another great thing to do on Sunday. It is kind of going out and meeting people energy, but just be careful of that. I'll jump into that with the next aspect. Okay, but it is kind of decorating your home energy as well. So give your house a tidy. Okay, invite some people over. Have everybody bring a plate or something like that. Let them cook their love into food and everyone can share that around. It's a perfect day for that. And the reason I say beware of going out and beware of, particularly shopping for beautifying your house on Sunday is because Venus squares Jupiter at 4 p.m. Okay, so it's kind of risky money energy, okay? You could go out and overspend because you're filled with love. Making business plans on that kind of Sunday afternoon, also not great, because we will be feeling like quite expansive. But with this kind of risky money energy around, we could overspend for any of these ideas as well. And so then avoiding that, also good, because, you know, Venus being relationships and Jupiter being in Taurus could cause some arguments about money if we are overspending. And it would be, you know, around that one partner seems to be having more fun than the other partner. So, you know, try and put off any decisions about big expenses during this transit, because they are likely to cost you more than they need to. And that's likely because of this energy, just around this nice energy that's around, that you won't want to be poking holes in anything. And so then that could lead to fights within your relationship, and you could be spending too much money. So just my advice is have people over, or go to the park, or do something where you can't accidentally be overspending. Okay. So with that Venus squaring Jupiter, that is part 3 in the Venus retrograde story. So part 1, the preview, part 2, the details, and now part 3, we are taking action. So the first part was June 9 to 13th. So having a look around what energy was in relationships and money there, that was the preview. Then we sort of got a lot more information, or a lot more emotions about what we desired and didn't desire, what our needs were within, you know, creativity and money and relationships and desires, from August 20 until 23. And now with Venus moving forward and Jupiter in retrograde, we are able to take action. So taking slow action and starting to see all of the plans rolling out that we have made around what we did and didn't desire, what we do and don't want, what we do and don't need. So we will be starting to feel a little bit more ready to move forward. Okay, so we will be working toward the actions that Mercury and Venus retrograde wanted us to take. So they both would have brought up all of these kind of changes that we need to see, all of these places in our psyche, in our spirit, a lot to do with relationships, because Venus was in Leo. And a lot to do with the small details, because Mercury was in Virgo. Okay, so this is about creating daily habits and small changes to work towards these relationships and money goals, okay? And so with Jupiter and Uranus supporting us to make these changes, we will feel more charged to go against the norm, to go against what the social norm tells us to do, to go against tradition, to go against what we would normally think is the right way to go. So this whole week, this whole energy, wrapping up these retrogrades, Mercury and Venus, with Jupiter and Uranus around also in retrograde, is really superpowering us to be able to think outside the box and to be able to make these plans with details that are supportive of what we need, what we desire, what the plan is, and pushing us forward to what our destiny is in all of those things, to being able to act in the outcome that we want, that we expect. Okay, so write the plans and write them through your imagination this week. Don't let your idea of what don't should all over your imagination this week, okay? Write down anything that comes up. Even if, you know, you're writing down, I want to build a castle on the moon, okay? Let your imagination flow this week, because we are supported to go outside the norm. You know, if you are someone who wants to open up a business that's never existed before, this is the perfect week to start being able to sit down and figure that out. Figure out what is real, figure out what you can bring into reality, and figure out what daily habits you can start making to feel healthy and aligned inside of your body, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, in order to trust yourself to break those social norms, those expected traditional behaviors, those ideals that maybe even don't exist in reality, that you have just held on to, particularly from traumas from the ages of 3 to 23. Okay, all of these programs that we created for ourselves during that time, we are now being asked to have a look at. We are being supported to look at and throw them out. You know, physically throw stuff out that reminds you of that time. Physically throw stuff out. I had a great throw out last night in an emotional state. It's like, oh, that reminds me of this. I don't need that anymore. You know, we're starting new cycles. You don't need that old box of things, okay? Throw it out. Throw it out of your mind, throw it out of your house, donate it, give it to somebody else that might help them start their new cycle. Don't be afraid to make these changes. Planetarily, we are being completely supported. And because we will be willing to go more against the status quo and be ourselves, we're being totally empowered to do that. So this weekend is beautiful energy. This week is a little bit up and down emotionally, okay? So be prepared to ride that roller coaster. And again, being in Virgo season, really start developing some habits, healthy habits, whether it's physical movement of your body, whether it's journaling, whether it's meditating, whether it's spending 5 minutes outside touching the grass. Make a deal with yourself and start making some small changes and some small habits. One of the greatest pieces of advice that I have ever heard about making small changes, and it's particularly relevant to people who I guess are musically inclined or even have the neuromagicals, is change the music that you are listening to. Because changing that small thing can change the whole overall vibe of your mind. And it can open your brain up to places that you didn't even know you had doors for. And changing that one habit can start then changing the next small habit. So trying to change your environment musically or with, you know, art, change the art on your walls. I'm feeling very inclined to do that. And just creating a new space for your new cycle. Because a lot of the time we feel very stuck inside of ourselves about whether or not we can start a new cycle. And it's very hard sometimes to pull that stuff out, okay? Specifically, if you have Virgo energy anywhere there, okay? Aquarius energy as well, not great. That's quite, you know, detaching from these things. And so I find, and I know a lot of other Virgos and a lot of other Aquarius energies do find that starting with changing something external that you can see the change in, and then, or hear the change if it's music, or, you know, setting your alarm 15 minutes earlier, things like this, that you can see, feel, smell, touch. It sort of translates into your brain, into that more ethereal space, that more spiritual place, that change is possible in these small things and that it's not too scary. So if you need any help, I am happy to do it. I will look at your birth chart with you. We can do a birth chart reading. I can get this energy more down for what you are dealing with, what houses you're dealing with, what planetary energies you are dealing with. What your Chiron wound particularly looks like is one of my favorites. Even looking into your Lilith placement and seeing there your guilts and shames and misunderstandings is also really good to be able to be doing this transformative energy that Pluto is asking us for. So just jump into my details. It's everywhere. Send me an email and I will be happy to sit with you and do some celestial guidance. It's very helpful. I don't understand how anyone is existing in this energy, in this retrograde season with Pluto pushing us forward without understanding what's going on. So that's what I've got for you this week. Have an excellent week. And don't be too hard on yourself, Virgo season. Great for over-criticizing yourself. Don't do it. Do not advise. 0 out of 10. So let me know if you need my celestial guidance. I would love to crawl into your brain. And until you see my face next time, stay weird.